"Drop the sword," you say to Melanie as you continue walking down the narrow and overgrown path that leads to Bourne. "What?" she replies. "Drop the sword. You're going to cut yourself carrying it like that." Without much argument, she drops the sword to the ground and you both continue onward. You had the idea to try and tie the sword to your back, but with no rope at your disposal, it was a vain thought. You both continue through the thick foliage of the swamp and soon find your way into the dark streets of Bourne again. The moon provides some light on the depressing sight of the village, but leaves many alleyways and their possible inhabitants to the imagination. You follow the streets until you end up back at the point you were at when you had decided to follow Melanie towards the coven just this last afternoon. Turning your head the other way, you look off into the large shantytown where campfires dot the miserable landscape of tents and worn-down people with no luck left. "Where is this druid?" you ask Melanie. She points weakly down the path that lies in front of you, and with Melanie's vague direction, you start your way into the crowds and camps of the shantytown. Glaring eyes look towards you from every which way, and you pull Melanie tighter to your side with one hand and grab your sword's handle with the other. Despite the many mischievous-looking faces, you can see people playing music, juggling balls and laughing one with another, people making the best of a bad situation. "Left," Melanie says. Lost in your own thoughts, you snap back to reality and turn left, making your way in between a group of older women wearing ragged blankets over themselves. As you look to your other side, you see a group of men huddled around a small, green-looking humanoid creature that clothes itself in scraps of cloth and strings of shiny beads and scrap metal. One man looks at the green creature and says, "When will I die?" Another asks, "When am I going to get married?" Other questions like this are echoed by the group of men to the little green creature, who looks to be becoming overwhelmed. "Right," Melanie calls, pulling you back into the moment again. You take a right, and in front of you stands a small tent. "Is he in there?" you ask. Melanie nods. You walk up to the tent and, in an attempt to be courteous, knock on the cloth door. A hand opens the door and you see a dark-skinned man with a heavy white beard, who you assume to be the druid Melanie spoke of. "Yes, who is it?" he asks with a strong accent you do not recognize. "Melanie," Melanie replies, sputtering her own name. The druid looks at Melanie and then back at you. "Melanie can enter, but you I do not know. No passage to you." The man says, "What will you do? Demand entrance from the druid or allow Melanie to enter the tent and leave you alone? The choice is yours. Leave a comment on this video with your choice and let your decision impact the story. Until next episode.